What's going on, you bunch of heretics? As the title suggests, we are talking about my current favourite faction, World Eaters. And of course, unfortunately, the World Eaters have a bit of a problem. This is a Khorne Bezerker. I love Khorne Bezerkers. I think they are absolutely awesome. They're great fun to paint. They look cool for low-level friendly games, which is kind of what I like to do. They're absolutely great. Great fun, you know? However, in the world of the competitive play, and unfortunately, thanks to the last update, they've kind of been rendered useless. Kind of pointless, along with jackals. That sounds a bit mental to say, especially when realistically you think those two would be the staple points of any World Eater's army. But unfortunately, in the competitive scene and the meta, they've kind of made Khorne Bezerkers pretty much redundant. Well, specifically, Slaughterbound and 8-bound and Exalted 8-bound have rendered a lot of the army pretty much null and void, useless, which is quite frustrating, really. Why do I say this? Okay, so as many of you know, I love World Eaters. I've really come along to the World Eaters sort of thing. Used to be a big Space Marine fan, but now I'm like, well, they're pretty boring. Love World Eaters, love the backstory, love the lore. But as many of you know, I am a big fan of Tabletop Tactics. I love their work. I love their content. I've been an on-demand member for, I think, quite some time now. And they always have their sort of like league games. At the moment, Mr. Lawrence Baker, aka the Spider, is running a World Eaters 2,000 point list. And there isn't a single Berserker or Jackal in it. Not one. No, instead, it's pretty much Slaughterbound, 8-bound, Demon Prince, Hellbrutes, and Mauler Fiends. That's basically the list. And you think, well, that's insane. Well, what about our guys? Well, why would you bother having 180 points worth of 10 Berserkers? Sure, they're good. When you can have 135 points or 140 points of Slaughterbound, who are devastating in combat. And with the Slaughterbound, you can bring one back every turn. 3 of those on the board accompanied with 6 8-bound, along with some Hellbrutes, which are just like cheap, big hitting instruments, and then Mauler Fiends, which again in combat are tearing up knights. So it's a bit of a problem because obviously games don't want you to buy your Khorne Bezerkers. But in that last update that we had, they didn't give them the strength 5 that everyone thought they were going to get. Now, no one's complaining about the upgrade that the 8-bound got and the points reduction that 8-bound got. The issue has come, and the problem with World Eaters now is no one's taking Angron and no one's taking Berserkers. What I would say, like the 2 key elements that you'd probably want in a World Eaters army. Demon Prince is an absolute auto take now. In the Berserker Warband, you're going to take your Demon Prince with Berserker Glaive. Is it Berserker Glaive? Yeah, Berserker Glaive. Because that's 225 points there, and boy howdy, is that one devastating piece of kit on the tabletop. Not only that, 3 inches within any unit, you are then going to get Lone Op, which basically means you can't be targeted by range weapons unless you're within 12 inches. Furthermore, on top of that, you are then getting sort of like a -1 to your stratagems every single turn. Which again, if you're going to go on for objectives, if you've got, you're basically there's a great one in the Berserker Warband, which is Blood Oath or something like that. It is basically sticky objectives. So that's basically you're getting in essence sticky objectives pretty much on your Demon Prince, plus he's an absolute weapon in combat. Having Lone Op and sticky objectives pretty much every turn is pretty helpful. So that's basically made Jackals null and void. Berserkers, again, when you've got 8-bound on there. When I took my 8-bound the other day, I took 6 Slaughterbound with 6 8-bound with a Slaughterbound, and I was just tearing through stuff effortlessly. Really hard hitting in combat. Mauler Fiends as well are an absolute beast. But as he's demonstrated, he hasn't changed his army list. So he's kept those, like I say, he's kept his Slaughterbound, kept the 8-bound, kept the Oh, and Chaos Spawn as well. Again, I think they get sticky objectives, and again, they're quite cheap for what they are and what they do. Yes, they've had a points increase, but again, it seems like they're pretty much an auto take for any World Eaters army. Whereas the Berserker at the minute, I think I'm only taking Berserkers now if I just want to have a little bit of fun. If I actually want to think competitively, I'm literally going to be taking Slaughterbound, 8-bound, Hellbrutes, and Mauler Fiends, because boy howdy, that is a very dangerous army. I don't care who you are, what you say, it's dangerous, and he's proven it in the league games. Go back, if you're an on-demand member or you want to be and you're a World Eaters player, I definitely recommend going back and watching those league games and see how he uses the World Eaters. But unfortunately, what it's shown is it's created a bit of a problem in the fact that no Angrons on the list, no Berserkers on the list, no Jackals are on the list. Even with Jackals, with the it being 60 points and have sticky objectives, they're not on there. I don't think he's even got any vehicles on there. Khorne's not on there. Like, no Khorne in a competitive list? That's insane to me. But obviously, Khorne is taking Berserkers. He's not giving them... I think they're getting a few extra bits, but like, it's nothing in comparison if you're taking a Slaughterbound with 8-bound. It is a bit of a real problem. I think the easy win on the next update is if Games Workshop were to just give Berserkers that strength 5 rather than strength 4, I think that would then be a consideration that you would then start to take the Berserkers. But at the moment, they're pretty much just for a bit of fun. Which, again, rule of cool, have fun, enjoy the game. That's what it's all about, absolutely. But if you're in a competitive world, I think Mr. Lawrence Baker has just made... I don't think the Table Tactics team will be watching this. I know that. But Mr. Lawrence Baker, if you have, congratulations. You've just made the Berserkers null and void and the Jackals and Angron with the list that you have, which has dealt with a plethora of army lists and dispatched them very, very nicely. I don't know. Are you a World Eaters fan like myself? If so, what's your thoughts? What's your take? What's your list? I've got quite a fun 1,000-point list that I'm going to hopefully be running with. But again, a lot of that is basically Slaughterbound, Demon Prince, 8-bound. I think I am taking Khorne and Hellbrute and some Berserkers. But realistically, I would be taking more of the Jackals and Berserkers. But actually, the 8-bound, Slaughterbound and Demon Prince are going to clean up pretty nicely. So I believe. Anyway, I would love to know what you think. That's only 1,000 points, by the way. I'd love to know what you think. What's your 2,000 point list? What's your 1,000 point list? Do you agree? Have Berserkers become literally null and void? Are Jackals just nothing now? And Goremongers, I don't even think I know anyone that's either bought them or played them. But yes, let me know what you think. Should Angron be an auto take now in the list? Should Berserkers be auto takes? I know I've spoken on the channel before about chasing meta, but I would just love to know what your thoughts are. Anyway, guys, that's me signing off for now. I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.